All right, everybody, some lessons are learned the hard way. What I mean by that is, when you start watching archery videos, there's going to be two things that everybody wants to talk about. The first thing they're going to say is, you're punching the trigger, right? You're punching the trigger. How could you? How could you punch that trigger, right? How could you do such a thing? You don't want to punch that trigger. Oh my gosh. Okay, so today we're going to show you how I got over that. The next thing you're going to hear everybody talk about is how hard people grip the grip, right? They'll talk about that the grip is too hard when you're squeezing, okay? Now, I'm self-taught. I believe we're all self-taught. What I mean by that is you can read a bunch of books on how to ride a bike, but you still got to ride the bike. You can watch all the archery videos that you want on perfecting your draw cycle and becoming a really good archer, but every day you have to put in those reps. So that's why I hold myself to the standard of 50 arrows per day. No matter what, I'm getting my 50 arrows in. Now, I've overcame three things through consistent shooting. Number one, I've overcame target panic. Number two, I have overcame punching the trigger. And then number three, I have now overcame my grip issues, okay? Now, I don't necessarily consider myself an archery expert yet, but I do consider myself an enthusiast, for sure. I'm gonna try to go turkey hunting this year. I'm also going to try to go whitetail hunting this year. So with that said, let's just kind of get into the video. I'm gonna go nice and slow, and I'm gonna explain all these things. First and foremost, if you don't know how to get your bow tuned or sighted in, then go to your local pro shop so they can help you, okay? That's like most important. But I have a really good setup. So the sights that I'm going to be talking about today, this is my UV slider. Now, you're going to notice in my sight, there is a level, okay? Right here, there is a level. There's a level on that sight. When I draw back, once I hit my anchor point, once I get all the way to the back of that draw cycle, first thing that I'm doing is I'm getting that level right in the middle. I want a nice good level when I'm looking down that peep sight, right to that target. So let's go over everything, okay? The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to put my release on. We're going to get it nice and snug, right? Now, what I do with my grip, I have all of my fingers wrapped fairly tight when I'm drawing back, but as soon as I get to full draw, these three fingers on the bottom tend to relax and release a little bit. And the main 2 points of contact is going to be right here. My thumb and my index finger is really going to be the main lever, or the main, how do I want to say this? It's going to be the main contact point that's actually holding my bow. And I'm going to show you why that is in just a little bit. Next thing, to get over the trigger punching, what I did was, you can kind of see I set my release all the way forward because I have smaller hands. So because of that, I want to get my finger all the way wrapped deep so I can pull completely through with my entire hand instead of just having my fingertip on it and it ends up punching. So I'm glad that we got all of that out of the way. Now let's put some action into the 3D target. I want you to pay attention to everything. I want you to pay attention to the draw cycle. I want you to pay attention to how I'm gripping the bow. I want you to pay attention to how I'm wrapping my finger around that trigger and pulling all the way through. Check this out. I'm thinking that this is starting to look really smooth. So I get to full draw. First thing that I'm doing is I'm finding my knuckle right here to the cheekbone, and I'm getting my position anchored. Next thing that I'm doing is I'm relaxing these three fingers. So that way my index finger and my thumb, okay, is actually going to be the main fingers holding the bow. From there, I'm getting that sight nice and level, and we're gonna wrap and pull through. That's how I do it. So let's go through all that again, just so you can see, and then I'm gonna show you how that looks with the thumb button. Second arrow, full draw, get to your anchor right away and wrap. Get level, release. So I shot my first arrow, and then I'm gonna just shoot the other two, try to get a good group of where that first one hit, and then I'm gonna show you. It's only about 20 yards, but now I'll show you the group. Now, personally, I could not ask for a better group, and here's why. I shot this arrow first, and I just let it go wherever. Was not aiming at the blue, I just fired it to the middle, and then I wanted to get these other two real close, and you can see that group of three right here, very, very tight. Now I'm going to show you what this all looks like with a thumb button. Now, some of you might like a thumb button. Me personally, I don't mind it. I just think the index release is, how do I want to say this? The index release is like old reliable. It just works. And if I went hunting, I would for sure bring the index because I just feel a bit more secure with it. But some of you thumb button guys out there, you think you have more control with this, and I get it. So I'll show you how it looks with this. Same rules apply. Choke up on the grip, right? Just like you're swinging a baseball bat, right? You choke up a little bit, same here, right? I'm mainly connecting the grip to my index finger and my thumb, relaxing these three fingers right here on the draw, and then it's tucked under right here so you can see, okay? Next, if we use a thumb button, when I get to full draw right here, I'm gonna use this knuckle, pointer finger knuckle as my main point of reference right underneath my cheekbone right here, and I'm gonna try to squeeze with my whole hand. So if I squeeze with my whole hand, that avoids the trigger punch that just comes with clicking your thumb. Okay, if you squeeze with your whole hand, here's how it looks. See that? It's like the entire hand is gripping it. So the thumb is part of that. It keeps you more stable. So let's just do the same thing. Notice the points of contact with the grip. Notice the release. Notice everything. And notice, I could easily pull 80 pounds. I could easily pull 90. Easily. I've been lifting weights for 11 years now. You can see I'm not the smallest dude in the world, right? But look how smooth my draw cycle is at 70 pounds. Look how smooth that is, watch. Oh, it's so nice, just buttery. That's a perfect shot, and I was aiming at the blue tape. We will do the other two at the blue tape. Another thing I want to point out, like I said earlier, as soon as I draw back and I hit that anchor, as I'm looking down the peep, the first thing that I'm doing, besides getting the pin to the target where I want, is I'm getting this thing level. I want my sight level when I'm firing. Go look at the group. So another really good group. You can see these two hit the tape right where I wanted. This one was just about a ½ inch below, a ¼ inch below, but whatever. Okay, so once you have the form dialed in at about 15-20 yards, now we just go to 30. Okay, so now I just do the exact same thing. So for this demo here at 30, we're gonna go to the thumb button. I switched up the camera angle for you just so you can see. This is hard to see. There's some leaves here, so I'm gonna actually tear these down quick. Now, consistency at any distance is so important. Like, people get intimidated about the distance, and I'll be honest, I really don't. Whether I shoot at 80 yards, I've even shot a few times at 100 yards. Like, I just always focus on what I can control, and what I can always control is my form and my shot mechanics. Okay, I found archery to be similar to lifting weights. Lifting weights, you know, or bodybuilding, right? It's like progressive overload in the gym and constantly tracking everything and really having good form and sticking with it. Archery is a lot like that, you know? So we'll show you this again here at 30. Then we'll look at the group. That one was a little high. First shot that I did before I took some of the leaves away was a perfect shot. Second one was high. We'll try to get this third one a little bit better here. That was real good. I like that. That was right by the other arrow. Now we go and take a look. So this shot was the first shot, and this was the third shot. This was the second. That was a bit high. So yes, I do make mistakes too from time to time. Guys, if you like my videos, please subscribe. I really mean that. I want to build the best archery channel that I can, and I just love it. I love archery, and I want to build something amazing. I want to build an amazing place where guys can watch videos and interact with others, be part of a community, and just do cool stuff. So please subscribe, hit the like button. We'll see you in the next one.